The world is changing fast. Never have we been more interconnected, and the choices of what to do and where to live are endless. But with this freedom comes the doubt. While we're able to go anywhere we like and explore the world, it's just as easy to feel lost at some point, to crave stability and continuity. In times where many people leave the places they were growing up in, have you ever asked yourself where you actually belong? Where you can come back to, where you feel at home? Hey there, I'm thrilled to have you here for this video today. I'm Jonas, co-founder at FlowLab, where we discuss anything related to mental fitness and well-being, give tips from psychological science and help you find more fulfilling flow states. You get 50% off the yearly subscription of FlowLab Pro, where you can train the flow skills identified by research with our guided meditations. Check out the description for more info on that. Also, if you like our videos, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support always means a lot. Where do I feel at home? This is a question occupying me a lot lately. Many people feel the urge sooner or later to escape their daily routine, to explore the world and get to know other cultures. We can explore the multitude of cuisines, enjoy various styles of music, broaden our horizon by getting to know different cultures, and feed our mind when getting to know the bandwidth of landscapes and natural phenomena. It's a freedom and a huge privilege to choose where to travel or even where to live. And on the other hand, when the world is your oyster, we may feel a bit lost at some point, wondering what gives us stability and where we can feel at home. It's not given anymore that you stay in your hometown where you grew up. We can feel overwhelmed by the endless number of possibilities and therefore perhaps also expect to find the perfect place to settle in this big world. You can be at home everywhere and feel at home nowhere at the same time. Quick disclaimer at this point, I'm aware that as a white heterosexual man who was born in an industrialized, politically stable country, I'm maximally privileged and not everyone is lucky enough to ask themselves these questions. This topic is so highly individual and sensitive, and of course, I can't understand how someone feels who has made discrimination or migration experiences. So this video is just meant to share my personal experience and thoughts on the topic, rather than provide tips that apply to everyone. But I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on the topic too, no matter your story, so feel free to share in the comments which factors are important to you to feel at home. When thinking about our home, some associate that with a place they grew up in, their family or apartment. But I feel this doesn't always apply anymore in our volatile lifestyle, and I have the need to broaden this definition. In order to understand what could help to create a feeling of hominess, be it in a certain place, apartment, or when surrounded by certain people, I like to ask myself a few reflection questions. Starting with the most obvious question: which places feel familiar, express warmth, and give me comfort? For some, it may be their childhood home, the apartment they're living in now, a particular country, city, or neighborhood. You can define it as broadly or as specific as you like. But is there any place that you feel connected to, where you feel like sighing it all out and where you can replenish your resources? This may also be a place that you seek when reflecting on something or to escape the daily stresses. Maybe you can even come up with ideas on how to make places like your apartment feel more like home. Yes, you could think in the direction of interior design, but why not also try to connect these places with certain emotions? It's often not the places themselves, but our experiences, the people, the memories we connect with them. For me, it's actually basketball courts that give me this feeling of hominess and directly make a new place feel a bit more familiar for me. I spent most of my childhood years there, and no matter where I lived in the past, Berlin, the Netherlands, Honolulu, Munich, one of the first things I did was to look for the nearest basketball court or team that I could join. It's where I connected with other people, where I gained self-confidence and forgot time and space around me. What could it be for you? To me, home is where social norms and expectations don't play a role, where I don't have to prove myself. Are there contexts where letting go of self-consciousness comes easily to you, where you don't fear being evaluated or rejected? because isn't home about these contexts where you can truly be yourself, where you don't have to play act or accomplish something in order to defend your existence? I get this feeling whenever I see friends that I went to school with all the stupid things we did when we were young, all the different phases of life where we accompanied each other, and all the facets we know each other with. There's absolutely no point in putting up a big front and pretending to be someone or something else. Are there people in your life where you feel absolutely comfortable with? Or is building more intimate relationship perhaps something you'd like to invest more time in? I know these are really deep and fundamental questions today. You don't need to have all the answers right away. For example, it may be that you don't quite know yet what authenticity means to you or what you identify with. That's absolutely fine, and probably a lifelong challenge to always realign your behavior with your deeply rooted needs, values, and characteristics that may also change over time. But you can decide to start the process of finding it out today. If you like, we have guided meditations in the FlowLab app that can support you in this journey, like The Real You, the training area of optimism, where you reflect on what you can identify with, or Beneath the Surface in the training area of drive to gain clarity about your implicit motives. That's perhaps not the most intuitive one, but for me, the question of which activities help me express and actualize myself also plays a role when talking about how to feel at home. It's somewhat connected to the previous question. Expressing ourselves in an activity implies that we feel authentic and align our behavior with our motives, which is, you won't be surprised, also the best condition to find flow states. We can fully immerse ourselves in what we're doing, let go of worries or self-consciousness, and unlock our potential in an activity that we mainly do out of passion. Playing the guitar, for example, has always been something where I can, in a way, express myself. It's what has already helped me as a child to access and actually feel my emotions. But of course, also working on FlowLab, which has been a dream of mine for years, gives me so many opportunities to express myself, feel authentic, and that creates some kind of hominess too, even though it's not connected to a particular place. When working from other places, this job and vision can also be a form of stability. And that's one of the learnings I've got from this reflection. For me, a home doesn't necessarily have to be a place. It can also be a feeling, the people you surround yourself with, or even an activity. If you think about it, are there any activities where you can fully immerse yourself in, feel truly authentic, and actualize yourself? When I think about the feeling of being at home, I think of stability, of comfort, of familiarity. Perhaps these are routines you grew up with in your family, like a glass of juice for breakfast, picking strawberries together in summer, or traditions you had for certain holidays. If you have positive associations with these routines, this may be something to take over to your current life. Otherwise, this may also be the chance to create new routines to associate positive emotions with. So ask yourself, which routines can you implement that give you comfort, that provide a sense of stability, something to look forward to? Having your morning coffee and reading the newspaper on the couch in the morning? A yearly Christmas party with friends? Or your Monday morning sports group where you and your peers push through together no matter the weather? Apart from entire routines, it can also be just small interactions in your daily life that make a huge difference. The man at the bakery you chat with every weekend, the woman at the post office you see every now and then, or the downstairs neighbor you make small talk with in the hallway. Especially during lockdown, I realized how much these daily interactions can lift my mood and how much I underestimated them before COVID hit. How would you answer this question? Finally, the foundation of feeling comfortable with others or in other places is to feel comfortable with yourself. How would you rate your relationship with yourself? How do you treat yourself? Do you respect your needs? When you need a break, a new challenge, a closer look at your limiting beliefs or encouraging, compassionate words, do you make sure you get these things? How do you talk to yourself? When you're new somewhere or couldn't bring yourself to approach other people, are you understanding and compassionate or rather harsh and self-critical? Do Do you feel that you're living according to your values, or do you sometimes put them last, perhaps to meet others' expectations or to escape the fear of rejection? These questions can be uncomfortable to ask, but also very helpful in changing how you feel no matter where or in whose company you are. I'm sometimes wondering, how can I become my own comfort zone? And I don't mean that I want to remain in my comfort zone and stagnate in my personal development. I mean that I'll always have my back, that I can turn inside when I need to process what is going on around me, and that I continuously work on the relationship with myself. For example, if I notice that I feel overwhelmed, lonely, or confused, I'll ask myself, how can I also give myself comfort, compassion, and stability? In the end, it's a combination of these things for me that give me a feeling of being home. And as I said, it's a very individual topic that you may have different opinions of, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me in this philosophical discussion and watching till the end. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos on mental fitness and well-being. I'll see you soon. Take care.